Earlier today, this headline, courtesy of the Mail Online, caught my eye. Inspectors at HMP Downview in South London said that a large proportion of the 210 female inmates were overweight, with many gaining weight during lockdown. Women are locked in their single cells, of course, for around 22 hours a day, with just 30 minutes allowed for outdoor exercise, with many ending up feasting on snacks in their cells. Very often when anyone tries to change their life, there is a moment, isn't there? A trigger point. How many people go on a diet when a favourite pair of jeans suddenly don't fit? Or when they see their holiday snaps? Wow, am I really that fat? Perhaps the story of female prisoners breaking loo seats because they're so fat could be one such moment for all of us. A small story that sums up a wider health problem. And it's a problem that proves we've got a problem in this country. Broken loo seats are the bellwether, a metaphor for a broken health system. We spent 2 years fretting over a potentially nasty but largely mild virus, whilst ignoring the elephant in the room, obesity. We are fat. We're a nation of porkers, lard asses, chubby cheeks. We are heavy-boned. We're double-chinned. We're a nation of fat-bottomed girls and fat-bottomed boys. And our collectively high body mass index has exposed us to the worst of this virus. COVID is a predominantly lifestyle-related illness, with the overweight by some distance the most likely to suffer severe illness or sad death. COVID, and of course we all hate it, is effectively a brutal diagnostic tool for poor metabolic health. Don't give me that guff about healthy people getting COVID and going into intensive care. If COVID sends you to hospital, you were not healthy in the first place. Now, there's no fat shaming here. In 2018, I was getting a beer belly. I was rocking the dad bod. I got rid of processed carbohydrates, bread, pasta, potatoes, the aforementioned beer and sugar, and lost 3 stone. Wretched as it has been, the pandemic should have been an opportunity to address the disastrous state of public health in this country, which is getting worse, not better, with childhood obesity, our latest headache. COVID should have taught us something, lessons should have been learned, and policies should have changed. Well, no such luck. Lockdowns have made the problem even worse, and over the last 2 years, we've seen so-called health measures that include closing gyms and public parks whilst keeping open fast food restaurants. Wow, follow the science. 2 years on and still not a squeak about public health or exercise. The answer apparently is neither of those things. It's covering your face with a filthy rag and vaccinating yourself every 10 minutes. Now, whilst I welcome the arrival of the vaccine, especially for those most vulnerable, good public health is the ultimate vaccine. No obesity, no pandemic. Now, I'm a liberal, and so if you want to eat yourself into an early grave, knock yourself out. There are lots of things that are, on paper, unhealthy. Some people take drugs, some people drink too much, some people ride motorcycles, some people go skiing off-piste. Life is dangerous, it turns out. And you've got a sacred right to decide what happens with your body. Bodily sovereignty is the last frontier of human freedom. When that goes, it's over. So it's your decision what goes into your arm and into your gob, for that matter. But, and here's the important point, the idea of body positivity is an issue, an attempt to normalise what is essentially ill health. If you are a size 20, 22 or beyond, there's no judgment here. But don't tell me that you're well, that you're healthy. Now, fat shaming is the most evil thing, up there with any other nasty prejudice. And I see anyone that's overweight as a victim of the toxic food environment in which we live. But to have a high body mass index opens the door to type 2 diabetes, cancer, dementia, and susceptibility to infections like COVID. The NHS, for all its excellent work, in particular its emergency services, and of course in coping with the hellish demands of the pandemic, is failing when it comes to wider public health. You go to the doctor and the solution is always a pill. The NHS is a medication dispensing service. Your doctor is a drug dealer. Prevention of illness and better public health are an afterthought. But managing preventable lifestyle conditions like type 2 diabetes is costing billions, upwards of 10% of the NHS budget and growing. In the end, lifestyle-related illness will bankrupt health systems, not just here, but around the world. It is not sustainable. The food industry makes billions marketing and selling us horrific junk. I wouldn't even use the word food. It's a food-like substance, carefully engineered to be tasty and addictive. And the pharmaceutical industry profits at the back end when our health fails as a result. Big food and big pharma have a symbiotic relationship, and they literally feed off each other. And the cost of obesity to the NHS goes beyond the direct cost of chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes. It goes far beyond that, because the issue you have is that young people now need knee replacements, and they've got heart problems, and they've got lung issues, and so much more. So here is the simple message, folks. We've got to get healthy. Here's an example of someone that did get healthy very recently, and it's the former Labour deputy leader, Tom Watson. Now, this is a guy who actually followed a similar protocol to my own. He gave up processed carbohydrates. He lost 8 stone. I think we've got an after-show photo. Look at that. What a handsome devil. An amazing achievement. 8 stone. This guy lost a whole nother human being. What an achievement. So here's the point, folks. Anything is possible, but it's a conversation we've absolutely got to have. And it's a conversation we'll certainly have on this show here at GB News.